we are live.
Ciao.
Yeah. So before.
Ciao, Bella.
Oh no, I've Jesus. Right up to about 3 seconds ago, I was thinking, right, remember, and I've now forgotten what we were just talking about. Oh, that was it.
Hi everyone.
People not fitting in sports that you're not supposed to because you're physically.
Oh yeah. Why are you pointing at him?
And I'm trying to think of. Actually, I'm doing it to give me the answer. I'm already before I've even said
wrong
it.
for sport. Look at
Who's the fella that started winning everything?
Oh, Usain Bolt.
Bolt,
yeah.
right. So is that his real name? Can't be.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, anyway, so he said, his body is not supposed to be able to run fast, and he was told it as a kid because you're supposed to be under 5'11", I think, because what you need is short, muscly legs to power you for shorts. So he was told, no, you've got big feet, big, long, gangly legs. You're not a short sprinter. No, but not because everyone looked the same. Everyone was short and stocky with muscly legs, so the feet can And they said, no, because you've got these big. It's not. You're not designed to run. And then look what happened. You go, and everyone went, oh, I suppose that doesn't make it. Like we were just saying before the camera, if Andy Holyfield, first one that worked out, you don't lift weights because it tightens you up. You're heavy. And he did it, and then he started knocking everyone out and going, oh, well, I suppose you go, they're the people that know nothing. It's just, it's just, this is what worked so far.
They're like, maybe don't smoke 40 a day. And they're like, nah, that's crazy. No. And then,
the old footballers did
stops.
drink alcohol in half time, didn't they? They would have
They used to have a fag at half time.
Yeah,
I mean,
cigarette.
It's good for your lungs.
Yeah, opens up the breathing.
Yeah.
Where was I the other day? And somebody just walked in front of me and they stunk of cigarettes. And I thought, I half admire that you've stuck with it. I'm like, you know what I mean? This feels odd.
I mean, I actually worked at this event the other day, and it was this lovely couple, and they used to smoke when they were younger, but now they started smoking again 10 years later. And then she was like, yeah, I'm just going to go out.
Cigarettes?
Yeah, cigarettes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they didn't even go for the vape?
No. They want the real stuff. But
10 years?
Thought, yeah, after 10 years.
It's got to be out of your system by then.
No, but they just wanted to do something different again. Like, it's hilarious. No, but I kind of was like, work. Why not? Like,
yeah, but if it was like...
I know it's not good, but I just love their idea.
It's odd. I like the oddity.
Yeah.
But, like, I understand... Well, I've started playing piano again. Not I've started smoking cigarettes again.
No, but I just thought it was... I don't know. It just gave me,
did you say they?
They.
Two of them started doing it?
It's a couple. Yeah, they as a
What?
couple. Yeah, they've been together for 10 years.
And they both quit?
They stopped 10 years ago, and now they're just like, they wanted to do it again. Like,
it doesn't work.
It's like saying, you know what, I've got the old penny farthing out the garage. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I might kill myself.
But
I just...
Good morning, madam. Is it? They have a nice tall hat, yeah?
No, but I just love when people are just doing something random.
Yeah, I like the oddity of that. I don't give a shit. But I just thought, but you're going back
I don't give a shit.
But you're going back to killing yourself. Is there nothing else you could have done that you've stopped?
I mean, basically, taking the train here in London is like having a 1.5 cigarette.
Yeah, because when I was smoking, I would stop for like a year, and then I'd have a cigarette again, and I'd have like 2 puffs and go, oh my God, like how did I smoke a whole
your body's
cigarette?
like reacting to it again.
I used to smoke menthols, and then that stopped, and they stopped doing menthol. I thought, I quite like those.
So they banned disposable vapes.
Yeah, I didn't understand that.
As of Sunday, yes, they have banned disposable vapes.
Yeah, I was in Tesco's the other day, and I was talking to the woman behind the counter, and I just noticed there was like a load of gaps. And I said, does that always empty out? And she said, no, you're not allowed disposable. And I don't really understand it. I said, but anyway, she explained it. I said, but why have they, what's disposable? You still get vapes. So what's a disposable?
It's the lithium battery. They said it's like a green thing, but really...
it's not the smoking. It's the something about...
A bit of both, because they didn't like... They said, will somebody think of the children?
Yeah.
And they were saying that their children, but they were cheap. They were a couple of quid each, and people getting them, and like...
It's like fruity alcohol. It's like, it's too easy.
Yeah.
It's like a lollipop for them. Yeah. Or for grown-ups.
I'll tell you what.
Lollipop for grown-ups.
What about lollipop alcohol? I've got Google. What about alcohol lollipops? That would be quite a good thing.
Well, they do. Okay, this sounds so bad.
There we go.
No, but in Spain or other places, they do have that for weed lollipops.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
Don't ask me how I know it. I just heard.
And drinks.
Yeah.
I mean, they also got like chocolate.
Yeah, exactly.
Food
anything.
Do you reckon there must be alcohol lollipops, just like vodka?
I mean, they have alcohol like liquor chocolates. So, but it's not like it's gonna make you go loco for the evening.
I think it would probably be a bit horrible.
Why? No, I think it's quite a good idea. I think
you can make lollies, like if you
orange juice.
I mean, you have to mix it well because alcohol doesn't really
freeze. Yeah, it freezes different temperatures. So
yeah, but if you mix it enough,
alcoholic ice cubes,
make slushy.
No,
vodka ice cubes or something.
Yeah.
But then you just stuck with
It's not going to freeze.
No, because it slowly
It's not- I was
melts.
like,
Yeah,
it's
of course
not
it's
gonna.
no. So it wouldn't. No, okay.
Oh, right. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You need to combine it with something, I guess.
Oh, well.
Or
we'll do
jelly. Jello. Make it Jello.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Do you know what?
Let's make a cooking show while we're at it.
There is an
What can
alcohol
we put
jelly.
booze into?
There is an
Let's try
alcohol
that.
jelly. I've seen an alcohol jelly in a bar. They were selling it as a gimmick.
Yeah, jelly shots, I've heard.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
They used to have. They
I feel
make
like that's typical in the American movies. Yeah, let's have a jelly
Jello
shot.
shots, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, spring
God,
break.
you'd go through them quick though. Do you know what I mean? You'd have to be careful. Oh, I like that. Give me another one.
Okay, that's the problem with booze that tastes too nice.
Yeah,
this is why,
right,
like,
yeah.
the Alco Pops is always a problem. It's
Alco
like you go,
Pops, yeah.
oh, yummy. Oh, that's delicious. That,
Tasty.
yummy, yummy, yummy. Oh,
Just fruity drink. Yeah.
it's very nice. That, yeah. It's why
Pure fun.
That's why, like, vodka and Coke, rum and Cokes like are dangerous because you go, oh, delicious, yummy, yummy. Oh, I'll have another one of them, and then you can have about 5, 6, 7 of them, and then be on the floor.
I had my stomach pumped
happened?
twice on alcohol.
The what?
I had my stomach pumped twice on alcohol. Yeah, I can barely even remember it. But I remember getting.
Did you mix a lot or?
No, I was just drinking a whole bottle of vodka.
Yeah.
I just no reason not to. Then I went to a club. That's before I got to the club. But then I got some drinks. I had one drink and I thought, oh, hang on, something's wrong here. And then I did the worst thing you could do is go into a hot toilet to sort of sit down when the room starts spinning. Then the heat of the toilet. And I thought I've got to get out of it. And I went down the stairs. I think I fell down the stairs of the club. And I got out. I just found the back of a car and just plonked on the floor. Then all I can remember was like the ambulance and people and friends that knew me. And I could hear them asking about drugs. And then they did the worst thing.
Give us the drugs.
They were going, no, it doesn't take drugs. But then they started prodding me, and I was thinking, just leave me alone. Just stop touching me. If everything you're doing hurts me, I'll be all right in my own vomit. I was in my own vomit. Just leave me here and go away.
Be in your own vomit.
Oh yeah, I just didn't care. I was that gone. But then they put me in the bloody out, and all I can remember is being in the hospital. And then I remember them pushing the tube down my throat, and it was like there's no finesse. It was obviously like just going. They're not medical, they're medical, and just going, and then just feeling it slide the whole way straight in, and then waking up. And I think I had some arguing. I think some friends obviously was arguing. They thought I was going to die or something. And then I woke up and there was no one there. And I thought, I'm getting out of here. And I pulled it, and obviously the saliva dried.
Oh, it was still inside. Oh,
yeah,
gosh.
and I thought, and then I sort of tug it to get it out. It's like, and that was hot. There was another end to that night. I got lost on the motorway. I was walking. I walked the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Where the flat was.
I was like, where's this story
No, where the
going?
flat was on the North Circular Road, about 4 miles that way, and I went the other way, and I got about I got a mile and a half
Keep
down
walking until you get there
because I didn't know what was
the long
going
way
on,
round.
and then I realised I've gone the wrong direction, and I had to come back, and then I was really hungry because obviously they popped my stomach up, and I got a bag of crisps, and I ate them threw up straight away, and then I lost my keys, so I couldn't get into the flat, so I had to text somebody, and luckily phones had just come out. And he said, yeah, just go to my flat and break into the glass. The housing association.
Year was this?
Oh, I can't even remember. Like it was early 20s. And not the 1920s. I mean, I was in my 20s. And he said, oh, don't worry about it. Just break the window and get in the door that way. But it was on the first floor. So I had to climb a tree and jump across. And it was really close. It was about 2 feet. And I cut my hand getting into the bloody thing. And they didn't have any electricity. So I just broke in, sat there just like all night. I was just up, throwing up.
Gosh. Well, you basically had to do the same procedure when you're testing for gluten. Like you have to take it all the way, but you're awake.
What, is that not more simple test?
No. You have to like put the whole, what do you call it again? Like that thingy.
What?
The tubes. Sorry.
Oh, yeah,
my
yeah,
English.
I was thinking,
I was like, you have to take the tube
The
all the way
technical
down,
term.
and then they have to kind of go down in your stomach and test, but then you also have to sit there awake.
But they don't do that for
gluten.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they could blood test you for that.
Yeah.
No, you really have to if you're going to be certified.
Yeah, I was going to say, because when people
Like-
say I'm gluten intolerant, then
Yeah.
that can't be right.
No, that's how they actually test you. I
No,
never
but that's what
did
I mean.
it, but my aunt did, and it was
Yes, it's more severe than I'm thinking. So I'm thinking when people say I'm gluten intolerant, I think you're probably not
either
had
you're
the test.
intolerant or sensitive. Or
Yeah,
blah,
you
blah,
just
blah.
haven't. There's
I'm
no way.
sensitive, but
They tried to. They did that to me recently, and I punched the doctor.
Who?
give me my beer. I don't want to go gluten free.
What happened?
They did an endoscope, ostoscope.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Down the throat.
For what?
Because my stomach.
Oh, someone was like, yeah.
Like wheat intolerance or whatever. And I keep having problems with my stomach, and I was like, okay, eventually. I asked for a test, and then 18 months later, they like, oh yeah, do you want it next week? And I'm like, yeah, okay, sure. And I was like, yo, okay, I've had one before, and I had problems with it, and I got a bit fisty.
Really?
Fall back a bit because I start choking. They hold you down, and then they jam a tube down your throat, and I can't breathe.
Yeah,
and
I was drunk. Yeah.
And I immediately start like
panicking.
Oh,
really?
Pulling it out and just going, whoa.
Yeah, because
because I can't breathe. And I'm like, sorry. And I'm like, really, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Right, give it another go. So I said, okay, you're going to need to dose me. I think I told you. So they need to dose me. Because I do fight back, and they go, don't worry, don't you worry. We'll give you a dose, and you'll be under. We've done this lots of times before. We don't have any problems. And I said, well, okay, I'm sorry, apologies, because I have had issues and I have had complaints before. And then they sort of go, don't you worry, mate. So they dose me up, and I'm sat there, and then I'm in the room, and then I go under, and then I can hear people go, no, as I'm sort of unconscious. I can hear saying, no, get his arm, no, stop it. What's it? And like
unconsciously,
glass smashing.
And then about like 20 minutes later, I wake up on the bed, and I'm like, and I'm like, oh shit, like where am I? Okay, cool. I was like,
what happened to everyone? Why is everyone on the floor?
What are these police cuffs on?
Yeah, what are these cuts on my knuckles? What's going on? Yeah, with bruises.
Like the Hulk.
And this nurse who's been a bit cocky before, she came in and was like, what was all that? What was all that? And I said to her, she goes, what's all that? And I was like, what was what? And she goes, well, you punched the doctor.
Oh no.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was like, but I was, and she's like,
but you were out of it.
That's what I said. I was completely out of it. I wasn't in my right mind. And they go, why did you do that? And I said, oh my God. Well, I'm sorry. I don't know. I didn't do it.
Protecting yourself.
And they go, no, but why did you do that? And I was like, I was dosed. I didn't. They go, right. And then the doctor comes around. He goes,
oh no.
He goes, what was that?
Eye.
What the hell was that? What was all that about? And I was like, I'm really sorry. What did I do? And he goes, you know.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, well, no, I don't. I'm sorry. I was unconscious. I don't know what that. And then he's just like, right, you're blacklisted.
Jesus Christ.
Goes, you're blacklisted. You're never coming in again. We're never doing this for you again. You're going to have to do next. If you want this done again, you have to do a general anaesthetic, and we don't do a general anaesthetic for this. So you're never coming back.
But it can't have been that an unusual case, and you can't. It's not like you've killed somebody. That's like.
And they were like, and the nurse, who's like staff, senior nurse for things. She's like, right, I want you out here. Like seriously, you got to be here for like 30 minutes because
they must know.
And I want you gone.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, I'm really sorry. I don't want to hear it.
Oh Jesus.
Wow. And I was like,
I never thought, because I was out of it. Having it done while you're awake must be like, you're gonna react. You can't just keep your hands by your side. Like you'd have to be out.
Interesting.
What did you have, like local anaesthetic then?
It was like it wasn't like
at the dentist sort of thing.
What do they call it? It's like a sedative or something.
Oh right, yeah.
So you just
a weird thing. You still did it.
You get it, and you'll just kind of go, and you just kind of drop off for about 20 minutes. It's only about 15, 20 minutes, but like you're out of it, and then you sort of pop to about 20 minutes later, and you go, oh right, what was that?
What happened?
Yeah, it's weird. A dentist.
So I got blacklisted from.
That's weird that they took that.
Is this why you put on your CV? Like, hey.
Yeah.
Prone to rage.
On your first date.
You might have some weird, it's just like automatically. It's not like you're uncomfortable. It might be something in you that's like, the body just goes into attack mode. It can't have been you just sort of wriggling around. It got a bit.
Let's go back to your childhood.
Yeah.
I have a gag reflex. I gag quite easily.
Yeah, but that's most people. Most people aren't going to like it.
Some people are fine with it.
But I guess it's like, I don't know. It's like really...
No, I can understand people go.
I'm saying, what you come here, fair fight. Come here, fair fight. I don't know.
No, but it's just like reflex.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But he must have been done like bad to like get them to get that reaction out of them. I could understand the saying, like, oh, you hit somebody by mistake and saying that. But to go, oh, you're blacklisted. You go, what did I do? Like, who did I?
I was like, I didn't.
You had the doctor by the throat.
I was thinking legally, I was out of it.
So and you mentioned the fact that I might.
Well, technically, they put that in you.
Yeah.
In your system. So the cost, okay. The conclusion is no.
But I was sort of, I wasn't in my right mind. So, you know what I mean? So,
But
what was it for? Oh, stomach problems.
Yeah, they were testing my stomach because I got.
How did you know about the tube for the gluten? Did you know somebody had it?
Because my aunt, I am sensitive, so it was like a topic of me doing it.
Just in case, right?
But my auntie, like she is really, really sensitive, but she's been eating gluten her entire life. So it wasn't until like recently or many years ago that she had to do it. But I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm just stepping simpler way. Just don't eat it.
Yeah.
And why the tube down the throat? Like, why does it have to be that severe?
To go down in your stomach and do kind of like a test.
But that's quite a lot then.
I
That's
know.
I suppose they're using a tiny little bit, I suppose. It's got to be there. That's
yeah,
why.
I know, but they need to check it out. And if you do that, you can kind of get a little bit of, each month you get a sum of money that you can use for just gluten-free products back in Norway.
What do you mean? Like they're paying you to do it?
Yeah, they're kind of giving you, because it's a bit more expensive buying like gluten-free products. So they kind of, if you have done the test and show it.
Oh, I see what you mean. Right.
Like,
But who's benefiting from that? It's not the government.
Me. I am benefiting. Me as
yeah, that's the weird thing. I couldn't figure
like,
out that why are they paying you to do it? Someone's got to be profitable.
They're not paying me to take the test, but as a result, like here's the proof that I can't eat gluten. So you can pay me an extra £200 or whatever each month.
It sounds so sensible. That's the weird thing.
In a functioning country.
Yes, it does.
In an actual country that works.
I was thinking the private health companies are getting money from the kickback. It just
I don't
works.
understand.
Yeah,
but
generally, I was thinking, that's good. Yeah,
we pay a lot of taxes, so it's.
It's annoying, isn't it? When other countries you find out they're doing things just right, and you go, oh, for God's sake, there's nobody profiting.
And I left. It's great.
What?
I was like, speaking of, I saw the king today.
Oh, where?
Oh, yeah, what's he up to?
He was in Spitalfield Market. And he was just by the church there. And everyone's like, oh, the king is coming. Did you know the king is coming? I was like, what? So yeah, he was.
But what was he doing? Buying fruit?
He was at the church there. It was I have no idea. I tried to look it up later.
But how far were you from him?
Oh, I was like 3 meters from him.
Oh, right. I thought he'd just be surrounded by a crowd and security.
Oh, yeah. It was security all over. Like, it was like we all knew he was coming. They were even putting out like, those gold and then like the red.
The velvet rope.
Yeah, like they were even putting out that. Right. I was just like.
What were you doing there? Working?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
For today.
I'd be like, get a job, you hippie.
No, I never. I overwork. That's for sure.
Right,
That's why I'm like today.
Oh.
But yeah, he was there. He's way shorter than I thought he was.
I was just about to say thoughts.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Or I'm just very tall.
Yeah.
I think he's probably shrinking. He's at the age where he's...
Well, he was kind of like this.
Well, we all saw that when he wore the coronation crown and the thing.
Bless him.
When he was on and he suddenly looked like he was a little boy in this.
Oh, he's wearing the weird...
Yeah.
The magic robe.
Isn't that the circle of life? Like, you start young and then you kind of go a little bit back again. Like...
Yeah, you do. We do shrink, I think.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah.
Well, they did, like from that age. But nowadays,
and then they just say what's on their mind, like there's no filter, just like a kid.
I think they use that as an excuse.
No, but I worked at this elder center.
Oh yeah, but that's like Alzheimer's. They just don't care anymore. Like
it was hilarious. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
You learn a lot. I had a great time.
Yeah, there's a lot of apologies for older parents, I think, with certain kids for certain age. I'm so sorry, they're not really.
No, but I don't know.
The way she looked at that nurse. Yeah, she kept that up to the end. God bless her racist soul. Yeah.
I think there's a Kirby Enthusiasm
It's
episode.
Alan Partridge. Yeah, he was talking about Lynn's mum.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
In Curb, they do one where there's a nice old man, he's retired and having a pipe from him. He's a judge. And then he goes and sits with him and he starts saying like really racist things. And it's like, what? It's like, he's a nice guy. And then he denies saying anything. Oh, anyway. What were you doing today with the work? What was it? Event? Or
So,
I
have too many jobs to begin with.
were you a freelancer?
Yes, I'm a freelancer, yes.
Okay, so
Let's
you're the reason why no one else has any jobs, because you're hoarding jobs.
Say what? Yes, I'm coming here to the country, taking over.
I wasn't saying that. I was just saying you're collecting all the jobs. And just
Yes,
keep-
yes. No, all my friends says I overwork, and then I try to be social as well. And then like, why are you always so energetic? I'm not that now, but energetic and happy all the time. I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
No, you got. What's this? Oh no, it was you, Karema. Speaking to Karema, a bad job. I said, but you've got to weigh up. My big thing is, and I get in trouble for this all the time.
Okay.
I weigh up how much energy is this thing going to take.
Yeah.
I'm not jumping at it because jumping from place to place to place, nobody's paying for me for that waste of energy. So I have less stress. I'll lose. That's not worth the extra. What I'm getting from it's not worth the extra hassle to have that in your day or your week, knowing it's coming up. I'll say I'll lose that and I'll lose that for the sake of the gap.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you get used to that, and that's the sort of thing that kills you. You know, that ages you, that sort of jumping around.
Yeah.
And everything's got a problem
You see these
associated with it.
Well, when you freelance, though,
But-
it's
No
yeah,
chance.
it's on. I remember working like
Yeah.
7 days a week.
Yeah.
because I didn't want to say no because you're never really sure about.
Exactly.
No, I
I try
understand.
in a
Yeah.
week or two, whatever, you know how it is. And so you always just go, oh, well, yeah, I should. You can't. You feel like you couldn't say no.
Yeah.
And so you just end up working all the time, basically.
Yeah,
So,
and then you're double booked for a day, and
Yeah,
then you
yeah,
just keep
God.
rolling. But I kind of feel most alive, and then you get to meet all sorts of people. So I'm quite happy about it. But like this month, I've said no a lot,
Yeah.
which has been good. But at the same time, I feel like, no, I'm missing out. I'm missing out. Like, I need to push. I need to do more and whatnot. But
No, you got to do
Yeah.
bigger things that pay
yes,
more.
exactly. So that's why I've said
Yeah.
no to a lot more this
Yeah.
month, and kind of because I'm like, no, I need to prep for this, and
Yeah.
no, I need to say I could, but that's going to affect this instead. So I like trying to be a bit more practical and
bigger thing. I mean, I said to somebody the other week about the podcast. I said, somebody said to me years ago, and it just stayed with me. He said, he was saying about how people he knew laughed at people, like people that weren't rich. And he was a nice guy,
Really?
and he was loaded. He drove a Bugatti Veyron.
yeah,
Yeah. And he was a nice guy, and I didn't think I would like him. And he didn't come from a rich background, so he'd sort of worked it up. But he said
yeah,
people he was around in the city would laugh if you called him rich because of what they earn. And then he went into all these things I won't go into now. But he said they laugh at people that get paid per hour. He said they laugh. They
Wait,
think it's funny.
what?
They laugh at people that get paid per hour because there's only so many hours in the day. Even he said, I said, well, if you're like a barrister, he said, still you're limited. He said, what he knows now. He said you have to have money being generated while you're asleep.
Yeah.
You have to be things
Oh,
coming in.
I see what you
doing
mean. I
things.
see what you mean.
You
yeah,
kind of-
best-
okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
And it just stayed with me. I thought, oh God, he's sort of right. Like to be working per hour, that really stayed with me. So I was saying to a friend about podcasts, I said, you've got to have something big that
Yeah.
you can't work. There's not, and you're not going to be a barrister. So and as the costs of everything go up, the wages are never, it's going to get work. They're never going to catch up. So I just keep saying, you've got to think about these are financially the good days. Like, are you healthy? Yeah. Have you got a roof over your head? Right. Yeah. You got a job you can pay? Yeah. Then start thinking about ways of getting money in that aren't
while you're
per hour.
sleeping.
Because your health's going to go one day. You need stuff that isn't physical, that doesn't require you to be places. So then start a podcast. You have to do things where there's going to be money coming in when you're
100%.
asleep at night.
Yeah.
So when I hear about like freelance, I think, oh God, that's a lot of burnt up energy
Yeah.
running into backwards and forwards and different types of clients and having to rejig your brain.
Yeah.
So I think, oh, just cut things off and do things that there and that there. And then hopefully one of them works. But that requires kicking the can down and think, what am I going to do this year so that I'm not doing this again next year? Because one day you're sick or you get older. I can't keep. Eventually, why not do it now? Figure something out now. Did you want to say something, Charles?
No.
Well, I thought you were going to say something.
I was going to. Well,
What do you want to say?
Yeah.
Say it.
Or just get one job, like Charles. Just go to the one job.
9 to 5.
Yeah.
I was going to
No.
give into it. Just
I was
give up.
thinking the other day, it's a bit of a non-sector. I was thinking the other day, if I had like tons of money, if I had like 100 billion,
Yeah.
I would buy film franchises or film IPs, and then I turn the main character gay.
Oh God, I don't even take it
Release a-
seriously. I was going to come with
I'd
some
buy
philosophical
James
point.
Bond, right? And then I would just make James Bond like super gay and just get fucked by loads of guys.
Jesus Christ,
Just to annoy people.
Charles,
Am I hearing
private
you?
Just to
educated,
annoy
private
people.
educated.
And I would do it just because I was watching a James, like that came off a James Bond thing. I think there's a DVD or Blu-ray pack or whatever coming out. And the other thing, and I was like, please make James Bond gay. And I just thought that would be so funny. That would be so
I
funny.
mean,
It
didn't
would
they
piss
make
off
a
so.
Doctor Who gay?
He was.
I've let it go one already.
The new one?
He was a lady and he was a black chap, and now it's going to be another lady.
Okay.
Oh, what they've skipped
My
over
bad.
they haven't gone for the full repertoire.
They already had like Captain Jack.
Well, they've got to have a non-binary, surely, at some point. That covers everything. That gets you away
But
with
yeah,
it.
but make him get. That'd be so great. And I would buy like all these films, like RoboCop, and I'd have like gay RoboCop. And like,
Hang on, was it you that said to me
Is
the other
this
day about
like
that?
a-
Yeah, it was you. It was you.
A dream you've been having.
No, he said this to you the other day. He was talking about films. So I just
Really?
thought, it was you that
I
said
was
that.
talking about we're playing the RoboCop video game.
Oh, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, and my I just think it's really funny because in my head I've created like a subtext that like basically RoboCop is secretly gay and questioning his sexuality.
Yeah.
And so like he goes, somewhere there is gay sex happening, and they're like, well, That's
See-
that's not illegal, RoboCop. And he goes, what? And they're like, are you trying to stop it or do you want to join in? And he's like, I have to go now. And then you have montages of him driving in his car looking sad, you know what I mean?
Put a lot
Hanging outside a gay
through
club.
Soho.
Hanging outside the gay clubs like with his gun. You know what I mean? Does he want to go in there? Is he going to shoot the place up? We don't know.
So this was a few days ago I spoke to you about this, and it's still on. This come back up in conversation again.
I think you need to do something about it. See what happens. See
I'm
how the
going to
world will
derail
receive it.
this line
Okay,
of
Robocop.
conversation. Charles has just come back from the Colosseum, I heard.
Oh, Roma.
Yeah.
See.
So
Like-
the photograph you sent me, was that the Vatican?
Which one?
The inside, the dome.
Oh, the church, but that's at St. Peter's. Yeah,
How much they charge to get in?
it's free.
Oh, it's free. Donation.
Nope.
Oh, really?
At St. Peter's, it's free.
Oh, okay.
10 pizzas?
That's the currency out there.
It sounded
How many
like you said
pizzas
it.
to get in?
Pizzas and a bit of pasta.
And your wife. And 10 minutes with your wife.
I feel like Italians are everywhere now here in London, by the way. I'm just saying, putting it out there. Sorry.
Now, a lot of people look Italian, so it seems
No,
like...
I hear it. I
Oh,
hear
you hear it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, I suppose.
I've started to learn Italian, so I
You
think
do get
maybe
waves.
that's why.
Because I remember even doing the podcast and suddenly, like, over a year, a lot of Spanish people would... And I thought, it's
See?
to do with fluctuations of finance in the country that you suddenly get different waves of people. Like, at the
Yeah.
moment, it's Ireland, getting a lot of Irish people
That makes
contacting me.
sense. Yeah.
What was I going to say? What did you do over there, then?
Lots of stuff.
You went to the Colosseum.
Yep. and
Did they show you... Did you charge you to get in there, or was it just like a walk-in?
Yeah. It's I think it's like 25.
It's like in and out.
It's like 25 euros. You go to the Colosseum and you go to the Forum, which is like
right,
the sort
yeah,
of old section where
Yeah.
they have all the old buildings and.
What did you think when you went to the Colosseum? Anything that struck you?
Yeah,
Sadness.
very big.
Yeah.
Supposedly 1 million people died there over.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, yeah.
Just years. But yeah, I mean, I've been there before, but it was but it's huge. It's like I took my mum. I paid for my. It was a retirement present for my mum. So I went with my mum.
That's nice.
And so I sort of paid for her to go. Yeah.
Everyone, did you hear that?
Yeah, good son there. Good son points. Yeah. It's
Hopefully she's not watching.
oh no, she's fine. She had a great. Hopefully she's not now.
So proud of you.
What was that about RoboCop?
Yeah, oh, right, yeah. You said, don't watch
Mom,
that.
does
can you
what?
just skip
Yeah.
this
We'll
from
edit this
here?
bit out
He's
for
going to
us.
shoot up a gay club? I don't understand. Like,
So go on.
okay. So yeah, so we did a little bit. So Colosseum, my mum was like, but like,
What, morally?
What?
yeah, she's like, it's a bit big bruise.
It's got to be haunted.
But I was like, imagine it's just like a big football stadium. She's like, oh yeah, okay, I get it.
Never mind the
She
blood
just-
on the walls.
She just sort of saw it as like a big football stadium.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, it's got all the bits you come in. And she's like, okay, yeah, cool. So she sort of was able to abstract that. And we went to the St. Peter's and we went to the Vatican, went to the Sistine Chapel.
Oh, that's quite nice.
Did several churches and stuff. The Pilgrims Church as well. We went on a pilgrimage to San Maria Maggiore, where the Pope Francesco is buried.
Oh.
So,
When you say I went
on
to
a
the Vatican,
pilgrimage to
like
there.
what did you see?
The Vatican?
Yeah, like what is
The Vatican
it?
is
Just a big church.
It's a museum. They have a museum and a gallery
Yeah.
and the Sistine Chapel there.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's the main thing.
The Sistine Chapel is a big draw, yes. But yeah, there's also there's art gallery stuff, a lot of pre-Christian history and stuff. So there's a lot of Roman history there as well. And it's you're in just part of the Vatican, and that's fantastic.
Do you ever go on normal holidays? Like where there's no museums and things? Do you ever just go like
holidays.
to Spain on the beach?
Sometimes I go to the Netherlands.
Was that a normal holiday?
But for
Like just sort of like
You mean a beach holiday,
relaxed holiday.
basically?
Yeah, I suppose. See, I'm
I went to
childish.
Thailand.
Beach holiday's a beach to me. If there's no
Yeah.
beach, it's not a
No,
holiday.
that makes sense. Like I grew up.
That
going
is
to
naivety,
Greece.
I
We
like.
always went to Greece growing up. Yeah.
Yeah, you go for a beach and the sea. That's holiday. Holiday is the beach. Everything behind is irrelevant.
I went to Thailand.
Any
last
comments
year.
over there?
And,
You start at the beach, and then when you grow up, you go on land. I just want to. Yeah.
Oh, so sorry.
Have
I
you-
should never said that.
Have you even been to like
love.
America or anything?
yeah, I went to New York ages ago.
Oh, you have been to New York?
Yeah.
Oh, so I thought you were going to go back then. So I thought it was the first time.
No. I want to go back, but
Why did you go to New York?
Why not?
No, but I mean, it's
It's
expensive for a first place to go straight to New York. Like the
It's the
cost
closest.
and all that.
It's the closest.
Yeah, I suppose.
I had
Yeah.
a stopover. We went to Mexico. Me and her ex-girlfriend went to Mexico.
What happened?
I was with a chick.
Sorry. Just kidding.
And then we had for some reason there was you can do we were changing in New York, and we were like, we can do a stopover.
Exactly.
And we were like, hang on a second, we can just spend like a week in New York.
Right,
and they were like, if you want. So we spent like 7 days in New York.
And what did you do?
Stuff.
I mean, the shops and all that.
Yeah. Just bummed around New York.
Pizza.
Straight. We were right in Manhattan. It turns out like her cousin was like some like director or something at this like hotel chain.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize this. I thought he was just some guy. I thought he was like the I don't know, the catering manager or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we turn up at this quite swanky hotel, and we're like, oh hi, yeah, we're this bloke. So she was this bloke's cousin, or whatever. And they're like, oh my god, okay, yes, Mr. Thingy. All right. And then they came out, and there was all these guys come out and took our bags, and I was like, no, that's cool, no, that's fine. And I was like, okay, I was like, who the hell is this guy? And then they had like a private flat. Like half on the floors was like their private flat, and it turns out he was quite a bigwig, basically.
Oh right.
Yeah.
And so you'd go back to New York?
I wanted to, yeah. But I don't think I can now.
Why?
Because I don't want to get. I would risk getting.
Oh right, yeah. You can't mess about. Yeah.
Especially about some comments I've made about Israel.
Jesus.
And Trump.
Have you been to America?
So I'll give it rest for a couple of years.
Let it calm down a bit.
I'm thinking about going to Canada next year. So
Canada is more like Norway, I would say, European.
That's cool.
Where have you been in America?
So I went there for the first time when I was 17. I was there for a month because my oldest sister, she's still living there, but she lived in Indiana, but they used to live in California. So we took a road trip from Indiana all the way to California and back again. And like we did that for a whole month. I loved it. I didn't want to go back. Like it was so sad.
You didn't want to go back?
No, I didn't. I was like, everyone there thought I was American because this is what came out, like my accent and everything. Right. And it's funny because my sister, she has still the Scandinavian accent, and she's been there since. She's been there since she was 18, basically. She's practically American, but in the way she speaks, she's very Scandi.
Did she marry an American guy? Is that why she's there?
He's actually Danish.
Oh.
But he sounds like an American. He's also been there. He's like a bit older than her, but he's lived there his entire life almost as well. But they've been moving around because of his work. That's very typical as well. But another sister, she married an American, but now they're in Germany. But they used to live also in California and Arizona and everywhere. Like they took my dream basically. So
I remember when I first went to America, I went to Malibu. It was the first that we drove straight to Malibu. But and we went to. I was looking, and I'm from inner city London, and I've just gone straight to Malibu.
Shock for
at night, and I remember looking and thinking everything looks like a film set. And I couldn't figure out what it was, and it was suddenly like the colours were different. You know what I mean? Everything was
just the air is different.
The cars and the road was clean, and the palm trees added, but everything just seemed like colour had just been turned up, like the sea and and I just remember thinking this. Oh, it's like a film. It looks like it's lit properly. Everything's been lit properly.
My mum said this about Rome. She goes, "Oh, it's really nice." And it goes, "It doesn't just smell like chip fat and weed all the time." Yeah. She goes, "Like England, you just smell like chip fat all the time, like rancid chip fat and like cannabis everywhere." Like,
but we love it.
I thought you were going to say because she was around you. Wherever you go, you're next to her.
Smell coming from.
Yeah. So have you been anywhere else in America?
No.
The other thing I know is I remember how friendly all the sales assistants were.
Oh, 100%.
I had no idea.
They're too nice.
I remember
what do you want from me?
I got a birthday present of like some expensive glasses.
Yeah.
Sunglasses. And there was a point where I felt bad that she was spent so much time. I was like, yeah, they're fine. And she goes, but I can go. And what I'm going to do, I can go get some other person downstairs. It'll be much better. I'm going, no, it's fine. I remember thinking guilty. I thought she's clearly must have something else to do because I've been with her for like 5-10 minutes now.
Yeah.
And she just kept bringing up stuff. And I thought, oh God, like this is...
Please
I've never had service before. And now I suddenly am.
Having only been to New York, I never had that problem. It was terrible.
Oh, mine,
they're like,
what the fuck? What?
Oh, saying that the other day, I went into Holland and Barrett, and I got really good service that I noticed it. Like it was out of the. It was near in my town, and what happened? I was buying something. Somebody asked me. The sales assistant said something. Oh, that was it. She said something about. Oh yeah, I was looking for the stuff, these peanuts you usually buy. I said, yeah, I noticed the other day they brought something. I thought, oh, that guy that comes in all the time, we haven't got the ones he likes. I said, I haven't been in here for a week, and I don't come in here that often. I thought, oh, how strange. I said, and I thought she's either American. I said to her, are you an area manager? Because I didn't notice her before. I think I'd seen her before. I thought, she's got to be an area manager. Nobody does that. And she went, no. I thought,
it's a trick.
That's bloody good. I was thinking, I forgot why I buy, and you've remembered from last week that I bought this stuff.
But that's good, though.
But I was surprised. That's
what
the thing,
I do when I'm like, if I ever see someone, I've seen you before. Oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Like, you want to keep that. You want to give what you receive.
Yeah, it almost felt like I was being conned. Like, what? Because I went into a Starbucks.
Some trick or something.
I hadn't been to Starbucks for about a month. It's just down below me.
Yeah.
And the guy went, oh, yeah, he went, you're Theo, aren't you? And I was like, yeah. And I went, does something pop up on the cameras that shows our names? Yeah, I said, there's no way you remembered that. He said, no. He said, so there's no, it doesn't like take a picture of your face or something. And he just popped down and went, I thought I haven't been in here for a month. I thought, oh, that's good service. That's why I assumed she was I said, you're an area manager? She went, no. She said, I'll take it as a compliment. I said, oh, yeah, that's really good. She also had, you know, when you notice something about somebody. Remember I said the other week, I always pay people compliments. I just paid a guy a compliment the other day.
Good.
And she had amazing lipstick, like 50s classic, like really clean and clinical, and like a really vivid colour, but it just looked like really well done. And she wasn't that old, and it's the only time that I thought I can't give her a compliment for that. It seems a bit personal. Like I can't compliment anything as long as it's not like smell, like you got a nice perfume or something. And the lipstick, I saw it and I thought I was about to say it, and I thought. Don't know if that's
might
appropriate.
be taken wrong.
Being a guy, you got to be a bit careful.
I thought the physical might be a bit weird.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lipstick seems a bit. Hair, I don't. Clothing, I'll mention it all the time.
I feel like if you're gay, you can pull the gay card and like always like, yeah, oh my gosh, where did you get it from?
Yes, I did the right thing. I thought, don't mention it, but I had to stop myself. Lipstick's
It's
a bit
hard.
physical. I thought,
Even something specific. Even
I felt bad.
Even
But
like
it's
nice
fun
shoes.
to hear though that you notice details like that. I think it's fun to hear.
Yeah, I noticed it straight away before you started talking. I thought, oh,
Yeah.
and I heard myself go to say something. I thought, give it a second. I thought, nah, lipstick's a bit. It's physical, isn't it? It's not too much.
Yeah.
So I didn't do it anyway.
Something like, I don't know, like
Unless you have a relationship already established, I guess.
No, but that same day I paid somebody a compliment. I was walking past who had a nice jacket on. I said, excuse me, you got a lovely... She was about 60.
Yeah.
I said, that jacket's found. I was just walking past in that
that's
jacket.
quite nice, though, to
I did it to
hear.
a guy the other day. They always feel a bit weird. I think, I don't care about your opinion. I'm just going to be nice. I'm going to say compliments when I see them.
Yeah, for it.
But anyway, yeah. But yeah,
Yeah,
you should give me a
where's
service.
our compliment then? Like,
got to earn it, don't you?
I think I've given you a
Got to be
compliment.
deserved, and
you're just, I'm fine. I'm just fishing for him.
Was it you that wore a
Fine,
jacket?
fine.
I think I did. Did you wear a black... Have you got a black leather jacket?
I do. Thank you. You
I
did.
think I
You
did compliment
yeah,
you.
I did
Yeah, I'll say,
compliment
look,
that.
I can't
Thank you.
Charles, oh, yeah, I've complimented you. You had your nice blue T-shirt on. Do you remember? You had a nice blue T-shirt. And that... No, not that one. What was the one with the...
Oh, Clint Eastwood. No, it's not Clint. Is it?
yeah, it is, yeah.
The good, the bad,
The
the
first
ugly.
Good, bad, the
one.
ugly.
Yeah.
That was on I saw it on TV the other day.
Cleef and,
yeah, you got that blue T-shirt. I complimented you on that. I always think you look good in that little blue
Yeah.
T-shirt with the cartoon thing on it. Karim, you're quite punctual. I'm constantly... Funny enough, I pay him a lot of compliments that he doesn't know about. So I'm always putting his name forward for things and saying, "Oh, as far as like he walks on water, like this fella, you got to don't forget anyone."
Teary-eyed now.
Nice.
What was he talking about? Paying people compliments. Have you paid? When was the last time you paid somebody a compliment that you didn't know?
I did it so many times today.
That you don't know. No,
wait,
not like a friend.
Yeah, that I don't know.
Oh yeah. What was one of them?
So, you have great skin. You have like, oh, what's your secret?
A girl.
Yeah, girl. Well, I kind of work with women on a daily basis most of the time, not always, but
Yeah, women get away with it.
No. Okay, so if I see a guy and or if I get to know someone, if they're very passionate about something,
Yeah.
then I'm always like, oh, I want to ask questions, and also like I love when you're showing so much passion and interest in this topic or what the work you're doing.
That's not a compliment, is it?
No.
I mean, a physical. You say, "Oh,
you want me to say physical compliment, like a physical attribute, like
yeah." When you
feature about
literally got
someone.
up and said, "Oh, excuse me, I like ...
Excuse me, your feet look nice today.
Don't derail the.
Yeah.
No, but you haven't.
What am I supposed to say? I
Well,
don't
the
know.
skin thing.
Well, yeah, the skin
Yeah,
thing.
that's
Like
fair
if
enough.
you have a great, like,
Yeah, women, I think they do that a lot.
A woman, we were talking about. Weirdly enough, a lot of people have been talking about menopause, like Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Lately. And we did a course about it the other day as well at one of my jobs. And she was talking about it. She was opening up about it. And I was like, this is not a topic that's spoken enough about, I think. And it's like all ages kind of get aware of it because it is in the future and it's a new chapter in your life, basically. And you're going through so many changes. And but I also thought, like, what? She doesn't even look like she's even close to menopause. But anyways, she's going through it. And then I was like, you have great skin. Like was and then she was thanking me for the conversation we had. I was like, yeah, of course, like this is
now that I think about it, I think women do that quite more often anyway.
They do. And I think especially a woman to woman, like, or a girl to girl, like that's something you should do. And also that opens because you feel like, oh no, women against women. No, it's when you do that, you kind of break down that wall.
Have you ever had men come and compliment you that you didn't know them, where they just give you a compliment? I was just thinking, because it's always, you'd have to think it was a common.
Here in London, definitely, yes.
In London, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Oh my gosh, I think I was away the other day.
Yeah.
Then the first day I came back, I was like, oh yeah, I'm back in.
Oh really? Like, give me one. What's been said?
Well, some.
Yeah, wolf
No, but
whistle.
those like catcalling is very different.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
that you hear that all the time. But
It's
what
a
was
curse,
it?
isn't it? I know.
But I think it was. I think one time I wasn't wearing any makeup, but I was like walking very like I was gonna go somewhere.
Yeah.
And I think it looked like a finance guy, like in his 40s or something, with his suitcase. It was like running like this behind me. I was like, what the fuck is happening? Sorry. And then he was like, so sorry, I just had to say, I think you look so great. And it's just like, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you. But he was a bit shorter than me. And like, but it was just so funny, like how he...
Don't be out of breath when you're giving women a compliment.
Yeah, don't be heavy breathing.
I was walking quite fast though. Like, but
see, that's wrong.
I was just
that
like,
just doesn't work. That's not the right thing.
Yeah.
But he was very committed, and I was just like, okay.
But he just doesn't understand the whole situation, the vague compliment, the running up behind.
Strange.
It's too desperate. Because if you've got, I was coming out of Marks and Spencer the other day, and an old woman went past me, and she was wearing like all pink, and I went to say something, but it was a second too late. Do you know? I just walked by and I went, I'm not going to go back into it. It doesn't work.
No, I think it's fun. It is funny, but I do think it's a bit strange. Though.
Do chicks still get like a chat up lines? Like anything extreme or just generally?
Well, I'm not that kind of girl that goes out a lot. So,
right.
But you.
No, I was thinking.
Sorry.
I was trying to think. Would you?
I'm responsible.
It's not only when you go out though. Surely.
No. But I guess it happens more if you go out for drinks or go out like.
Yeah.
But checkup lines, yes, they definitely happen. But at the same time, I know from my guy friends' perspective, like when we talk about this, like. It's so hard for them to even start dating someone or naturally, instead of going on Hinge or whatever it is, like to go up to a girl because of all the creeps, and you don't want to be one of those.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But at the same time, I think if it's done in a delicate way, I think that's way nicer way to meet someone. And it's also, I don't know, it's so hard because a lot of guys already put it out there like it's creepy, or you feel like, no, stay away from me, I'm out with my girls or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Best thing to do is head that off at the pass and first thing say, hi, I'm not weird. Yeah.
Yeah. This
Pleased
is why
to meet
it's
you.
going so well for you.
Yeah. This is why it's been good. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, I do preempt my compliments sometimes with people.
I'm not creepy.
I'm not.
First
Listen,
off,
I'm just going to tell you something. I'm going to go.
Or, hey, I normally don't do this.
I know we don't do this. Yeah.
Sure. No, but I think I do think it's nice though. Yes, if they come in, they give a compliment.
Yeah.
But they're also showing they're listening. I think that's a good way if you're going to try to enter that connection. And then like, hey, I would love to get to know you. Number or Instagram, like whatever you feel comfortable with, and leave it.
Yeah.
So it's not
Take
like
my
I'm
number,
stalking
have a
you
lovely
and
night.
I need to get to know you now. Like if you,
You say, I normally hate women, but I can make an exception for you. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Oh my God.
I was in a club once. Oh,
See, he should be a dating coach. This is perfect. So are we making it? But it's funny that you say, because I think this past month, everyone's been talking about connection, creating a connection with someone. Oh, I have such a good connection with you, or this and that. Because I think a lot of people are seeking that connection, or just a good connection with somebody, because we all lack that nowadays, I feel. And I would just hear so many people talk about it.
I think COVID as well has exacerbated things. I mean, we live in an increasingly atomized and sort of lonely world, and expected to work all the time, and you know, lots of pressures and lots of stuff, and things like the internet stuff haven't actually brought everyone closer together. It seems to have made everyone a bit more disassociated with society and communities, and separated everyone from their family units and friend structures. And of course, COVID, like with lots of things, has exacerbated and accelerated that. I think, yes. Well, with a lot of things.
But I've said a lot that people don't realise how much you are made up of your experiences, and when you don't have that contact with people every day, it goes away and it becomes worse. Like you're talking about guys coming up and talking to you, and people think, I want to start second guessing everything.
But you definitely, like you need to be aware, but also, like, humans, we're not meant to be alone. We're meant to be in units, like groups. Like, we're meant to have, like, if you have a child growing up, it's not only you as the mother is actually supposed to take care of it. It's like a whole community.
Yeah, it takes a village to raise a child.
Exactly. Which I think is beautiful, but we stepped away from that, which is quite sad.
Yes.
Most of the time, not always, but like most.
Well, the whole thing of like online friends, you know, how many friends and you go, that's such a fake word, like friends. There's no connection online with people. That's not a friend. Like, you should call that something. How many friends on Facebook? It's another word, because you think you're connected. Well, we're all connected. No, you're least connected than you've ever been ever, because of the conduit between you and another person. A computer.
It could be a good tool to start something, 100%. It's just how it's being used. If it's a good tool to start something and then it's been evolved.
But what I'm saying, when people go through the online dating constantly, your skills that you think are you go away, and then one day it feels weird to even go up to somebody.
Your natural senses when you meet someone on the streets or a cafe or in a park or whatever, you kind of sense something, like that energy, or I don't know what you want to call it, but just
having the confidence to act on it is gone. That's gone now.
Yeah.
But again, during sort of lockdown, I remember that there were people in my area who I see. Okay, people you walk past a bit and you sort of see them. You go, oh, that bloke lives around here. I always see him. And like during lockdown, you get a bit bored, and you were like, oh, you're right, mate. And you actually start.
Oh, right.
Go,
enjoy
cool,
the.
Right, and you actually you'd stop and actually have a conversation. Go, that's things. Oh, well, yeah. And you just started up, but you start a conversation. I see those people now, and I'm like, no.
Now I want to keep away from them. I want to hear somebody's voice.
Yeah.
Just leave me alone.
Oh God!
Sorry. Yeah.
What happened with you and the Mexican, the girl from Mexico that you went with?
Well, what?
He never talks about dating, Charles.
While
you're here,
time ago, isn't it?
See, like closed off conversation straight away. His answer tells me everything.
Are you dating anyone now?
No, I'm not. Unfortunately, I don't have time for anything. It's the trouble. It's work all the time, and try to sleep and then not sleep, and you know.
Do you still eat the same for lunch every day?
I don't know what that question was.
Yeah, my Popeye's chicken. Yeah,
Popeye's chicken.
Popeye's chicken.
Twice a week, yeah.
Twice a week.
Twice? Well, that's
Gotta keep it.
Yeah, I've got to keep it special.
Exactly. No, but we all have our thing.
That's the thing
that we look forward to.
I remember being in Malibu, and when we like at night, because it's away from everything. Malibu. That's why people live there, because it's away. I remember just thinking that at 9 o'clock, there was nothing for miles. No shop, nothing.
Really?
Yeah, there was like a couple of restaurants and a cigar lounge.
Well, it makes sense.
But for miles. And it stayed with me over the years of, oh, right, because these are people that are in control of their lives. They're not waking up at midnight going to get some chicken or they want to go to Tesco's at 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
It was an extreme end of just going, oh, right, of course. Because these people,
on the countryside almost.
They're going to bed at 9 or 10 because they have a job. But then you go to like the bad areas I go to, and there's ice cream parlours open at sort of 1.
The bookies open.
And you go, oh, right. It's sort of like, it's because these people are in control of their lives and these people are not in control. So they're eating. I said to somebody the other day, I went to Plaza somewhere, and it was nearly 11 o'clock at night. And it was a bad area, and all the shops were open. Chicken shop, people outside. And I saw 2 parents holding a hand each of a child going into an ice cream parlour before 11.
Wow.
And it angered me. The next day I said to a friend of mine, I said, that's basically child abuse. child is going for ice cream because of your lack of control, and it was both parents were there. So it's not like you had one idiot, the other parent would say, what are you talking about? Taking a child out to eat ice cream at 10 o'clock at night in a shitty area at night time. You got your child out.
Well, it could have been worse.
Go on.
But no, but like I don't think you should, first of all, like judge someone parenting until it's serious, of course. But also like you don't know if it's just like a one-time thing.
No, there's no one time. The child,
or if you know what I mean, like you don't fully know what's happening. But like I get it, like that should not be something. But also from some cultures, some Indian friends that I know, they are awake late with their kids. Like
what would be the reason?
Just like culture thing, like they. Yeah.
Hey,
it's like an ethnic. I was going to say,
how can be ethnic? They can stay up all night and go get ice cream.
Yeah. No, but it's like because for example, some countries it's so hot during the day, they have to stay inside.
Yeah,
and then during the cool times where they actually can enjoy a meal, maybe in a cool temperature or whatever, or actually enjoy themselves. Like it's.
But that would be one thing for the parent. You can't have a child in a bad area with all these people around.
But I mean,
at
like
11 o'clock at night.
But if they come from this area and have moved here, and this is what they're used, like that's the thing with like.
You wouldn't take a child out into a bad area at 11 o'clock at night.
But maybe that's where they live and that's what they're used to, or they can already come
bad
from.
Parent. That's terrible parent.
It's very Mediterranean.
Yes,
what I mean?
yes. Yeah. And
it's the lateness. It was a bad area.
Yeah.
The fact you're having a load of sugar for a child at night, so that child can't sleep.
That's.
We're not talking about like 8 or 9. We're talking about close to 11.
Like most places, they eat a lot of sugar. They give kids sugar all the time. Like for example, Greece. When we went there, a lot of people were out late having dinner with their kids, like past normal hours.
No, but I bet you're talking about holiday sort of thing.
No, just like in general. Locals. Like that's what you normally.
But you mix in. It was a bad area as well, and there's a lot of people.
I know where you're coming from, but also I think you need to
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Understand.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's but I still just think, as a general rule, that you shouldn't have a child up close to midnight getting food. It doesn't make it, that's not a good way.
No, of course, like
and it's a terrible habit to get into.
Yeah, of course. But at the same time, it's like there's a different POV.
Yeah, and if it wasn't that area and it wasn't a bad area and there was a lot of people, I thought, well, you wouldn't want to walk past with your missus, let alone
maybe the kid is getting food every day. It's getting love. It's getting all of these other aspects that is very important.
I understand what you're saying. If I had to put money on it, looking at the situation where it was, I go, you should not be here. This is not the child, because that child hasn't got any choice. I remember. 100%.
But
anyway, parenting.
Sorry.
Charles, have you ever thought about kids? I'm going to jump over the dating thing.
What do you mean?
Have you ever thought about being a parent or not being a parent, or it just never happened?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Not fussed. Some people just don't.
No, well, yeah, no, I mean,
I'm seeing more and more people that don't.
I've had, serious relationships and stuff, but yeah, no, it hasn't sort of.
Hasn't just come. You're not like sort of against it.
No. Just I'm open to.
What about? Have you got any brothers or sisters?
Yeah, I've got a half brother and half sister. Yeah. So
that means they've got a different parent.
Yes.
Oh, okay. And do you get on with them? Everything's like there's nothing about it, but he just talks like there's.
No, but I mean, I've never met my half brother.
Oh, okay, right.
I've only met my half sister once. So.
And have they got the same parent? No, hang on. I don't understand family relation thing. So
like
we share a father.
Right. Okay. Right. Okay. So yeah,
but they have more access to him than I do currently.
Oh God, I got nothing.
I feel like we all have but such a modern family kind of way. Like I have tons of half siblings.
Oh right.
That's why we're that many.
Yeah. What have you got? Like 8 family? 8 sisters?
Yeah. 4 sisters, 4 brothers, and like both my parents were married before. And my dad had 5. My mom had 2.
Oh right. Okay.
Both their spouses were cheating on them, and then they ended up getting divorced, and then they found each other, and they had me and little sis basically. But
who were doing the cheating, male or female?
Oh no, okay. So my dad, okay, sorry, but my dad ex-wife was cheating on him, and then my mom's it happens,
Yeah.
See, no one is better than the other sometimes. But also my mom's ex-husband, he cheated, but he also passed away though.
It's a weird thing to cheat on someone that you're married to. That's quite a big thing, isn't it? You can understand.
Yeah, it's a big thing.
If you get caught,
No.
I think you can do a lot of stuff if you just don't.
It is good until you get caught.
Yeah, there was a guy, I can't remember, he said I would never, he said I wouldn't, like, because you obviously, even if you could still love the wife, like you love them. He said, but I would never want to turn my wife into a woman whose husband had cheated on her. He said, I don't want her to carry that around with her.
It's
I
like
thought
a
just that,
thing.
like, I don't want her to have to go places with her friends knowing her husband cheated on her.
No, but it's funny because I was actually listening to Esther Perel. Like I listened to a podcast. She's like this Belgian therapist and is specializes with couples. And then she has this TED Talk, or more than that, but she has a TED Talk and it specifies about like what happens after the infertility, like, or infidelity.
Yeah.
Sorry, not infertility. That's not something whole. Sorry, my
I knew what you meant. I didn't even quote that. I was like,
no, I was just like, no, this sounded wrong. But like when your spouse has cheated on you, and especially when it comes to happy couples, I didn't get to finish it, but but I listened to another podcast with her, and it's so interesting just to understand the human mind, and also before why we're getting divorced now, because now I can go to something better. But before it was like, because I'm unhappy, that's why I'm getting a divorce. Like focused on like how it's kind of the mindset has changed. Like there's always something better out there, always something better.
Yeah, well, that's the problem with internet dating. It's too easy to just go, let me have a look. Rather than I've got to get to know somebody, that's too hard.
Yeah.
But if you can just go, and especially if you've met somebody that way, because I knew a lot of guys that be internet dating, they never stopped internet dating. Just because they got somebody, they go, well, let me just, if I can get you, then I could probably get them.
What did she say? Like monogamy before was like you didn't have sex until you got married and you were in that relationship. But monogamy now is like monogamy with each individual that are dating. Like it's so different concept now.
What's the different concept?
No, or just like you're seeing so many people constantly. Like, I might go on a date with this one. No, I don't feel it anymore, but I'm still on this person when I'm with that person. Okay, bye. Next one. I'm monogamous with this person. Okay, bye. Next one. Like it's
That's what it should be though.
Yes, but it's like.
Am I like backward or something?
But it's not like, okay, you
get
married at 20, you meet someone, you get married.
Yeah.
And that's
dumb.
it.
That's the one person.
That's the one person you're sticking to, and that's it.
Oh, okay.
It's just like time different.
Right, okay.
Like
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I remember because I was always like a bit backward. I thought the world was really simple. So when I'm working in clubs, like, and the first time was a woman had cheated on somebody that we worked with, and they cheated on somebody that I've mentioned before.
Talking about that.
And I did not understand that. I didn't know women did that. And I was backward. I thought the world was nice and simple.
Yeah.
And when I was I could never understand, because all the guys were cheating. The doorman working in nightclubs, so it's there on top of being a man. It's there, and I remember just seeing that everyone that was cheating on their missus, because they'd obviously bring the missus in the club every now and again. Unless it's over years, the girlfriend, their actual girlfriend, was always more attractive than the person they were cheating with. And again, in my brain, I couldn't understand.
I've also heard.
But then I realised over time it's because basically, how do you say something? They were more sexually honest with the one that was less attractive. They weren't sexually honest with the one they were with. They'd obviously, because that's a problem when you're not honest with people sexually. It starts with something small, and then they think everyone reacts to everything. So you don't say something, and then they don't say something, and then you don't say something, and before you know it, you don't know, and now you've got these weird kinks and fetishes. So what you do is you end up going with somebody else that's not as attractive, which you think it would be based on. You go, it's not. It's because they're more sexually, mentally connected with that person, and they don't feel right saying it to you. But you go, but they feel the same way as you, because you didn't say something. You go, oh right, you're both the same. You just didn't say anything.
It's the Jeremy Kyle principle in that daytime talk show stuff, and they have some lady, they have the couple, and like you have some normalish average looking bloke, average looking lady, and you go, yeah, all right, and then they go, all right, they bring out the lady he's been cheating on, and you just go,
Right.
You're like, what? That?
I don't get it.
You're like, that? You go,
But the brain, she was willing to
and
do.
you're like, what's going on over here? And they drag her out, and she gets to a fight, and drag her off again. And you just think, really, her? Or they have some woman who there's 4 blokes fighting over, and then again they wheel her out, and you just think, what? You're like, what is she doing? Like, it's like catnip stuff. I don't know.
I think you're getting something, or you're getting what you're not getting from the actual relationship you're in. There's
That's
something
literally
lacking.
what it is.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but you're lacking something, and then you're getting that.
But the point is, you can guarantee that the other person
Yeah.
probably felt the same.
Yeah, 100%,
Because
probably,
human beings are
yeah.
human beings. They're both
Yeah.
sexual animals, but just the situation was probably. It's why when I keep coming back to this, when I was doing security for the escorts, and I noticed that the ones that had the most work, it was in the centre of London. But the work mostly went to the areas that were sort of like middle class, well-to-do, media-y sort of, because that's where you're most polite and that's where you're most nice and decent.
Yeah.
But you're a human being. Your body and your brain don't care what job and what area you've grown up in and whether you have to be polite or not. And it's that thing of, well, I'm a nice, polite guy. I shouldn't say this, but it annoyed me. Now, I'm usually in the wrong with these things, right? I admit this. But I was sitting somewhere the other day. Again, I can't defend this, so I'm just telling you how I felt when I saw it.
Yeah.
I could be convinced that a guy was next to his missus. Now, he had flip-flops on that annoyed me to start with, because men shouldn't be wearing flip-flops. You're a man, right? Anyway, and he's with his missus, and he went up to her and he said, oh, yeah, I'll see you later, blah, blah, blah. And he put his hands on her shoulders and said, see you later, darling, give her a kiss on the cheek. And I wanted to slap him. I thought,
What's
see you later, darling, and a kiss on the cheek. I said, that's your missus. Put your bloody arms around her and grab her.
I was going to say, what do you want, a handshake? Like,
No, but it was so dainty. I thought, she doesn't want that. That's the type of guy that gets cheated on. And I used to see girls used to come to the club. This is another thing that broke me. When I'd see girls come to the club that I knew were in there with guys, and then they turned up and they'd come up to me and go, oh, hi, this is my boyfriend, as if to like, for fuck's sake, don't say. And I go, but then I'd look at the guy and I'd go, I get it. I understand. Like, he's not for you for other reasons, maybe house, money. And it was like noticeable. And I wasn't thinking anything. I used to just see them. I used to have them all the time. This is what broke me when I realised women were up to the same sort of thing. But then I look at the guy and go, oh God, I get it. I know why she shouldn't be with him. Like she's murdering him. And it's the type of people. So when I saw that guy the other day and he gave her a kiss and called her darling, I thought, you're being polite, but that's not what it's not what I want to say, I can't say. But anyway, let's get off this subject. I'm more prejudiced. But it just, I wanted to say to him, would you just, look, she's not, you better grab her and take control a bit more. Do not peck her a peck on the cheek.
Well, so chivalric love is
it was
dead,
all so,
yes?
yeah, but it's not really so dainty. She doesn't want that. Just, right, anything I'm about to say, I can feel myself, right. So,
away from the fair lady, please. Yes, the blessing from her.
I always want to say to him, listen, you look like somebody that's going to get cheated on. Man up, because it's, they don't.
I don't want to be rude.
And this has been backed up by women I've met over the years that have said things to me. And I go, yeah, so I was bloody right from the start. Not that I think I know it, but people have said that's what backed all this up. And then I see people like go, you're waiting to be cheated on. Like, that's not.
No, but of course you're different, like in public sometimes than you're in
No,
privately.
you don't act like that.
No, but it's also, it is nice to feel, even in public, that you're being.
Yeah, but it was so dangerous. I just there's ways of doing it, and I'm not pretending to be that. But and I said I can't defend it, so I can't. But I just wanted to say to him, like, you might lose her if you carry on acting like that.
Maybe you should have said something.
Yeah, and I might have been completely wrong. There might be the happiest relationship with it, but the patterns sort of seem to play out the right way. Anyway, so so we're having to go at marriage and all that, and old Karim sat there quiet, a happy man. He's never looked so content since he got married.
Someone put a ring on that thing.
I was there through the marriage, before and after. I was so surprised.
nice.
He broke my model of a married man, because I thought when he got married, I thought, right, that's it. He's all going to collapse behind him. I'm never going to see him again. And he's a hard worker, all different hours. He's got the home. He built the home together. He put a studio.
There's so many questions now.
Would you become lazy? Suddenly get married and become lazy?
Yeah, well, that's what happens. So it's
Yeah,
not, that's what happened.
and everything.
It's like a coffin closing slowly, bit by
What
bit.
happened to you?
Yeah, I thought, he's lost.
The woman.
I even dated it. I thought, right, how long have I got him? He's getting married. Right, then that's going to... So I think I've got about 8 months before he disappears and the missus takes over. I go, no, he sorted all that. That's what happens. That's what happens. It's just a coffin that slowly closes.
Is it...
Generally.
I wouldn't say...
No, generally, it's sort of it's the kiss of death. Like everything starts to slow down because you start also. When men stop caring about themselves because I think, well, I don't have to anymore, and there's no point. I said it's a dangerous thing.
I think that's
just
sad,
another.
though.
Yeah, it shouldn't be.
Both should still like motivate each other and still like want to be their
I
best.
still don't understand. Look, you have to have a date night. You still have to go if you've got kids or anything, and you have to say as part of the. And not only that, have it as a Rubicon. They say if we don't do that, there's a problem with the relationship. That sign that we don't want to do it. The first time we make an excuse that this week or that month we don't have that night. If we make an excuse, whatever it is, that's the start of the problem. We know that because you should.
I actually totally agree because that's normally why things go south after a while.
Yeah, and it starts slow. It starts with little things, little excuses. I don't care how I look. I don't care this. And that's what I mean about. And then slowly you just not do anything. And then they're at the escorts, like hiring escorts. That's how it happens. Let's end on something nice. Have you got anything amazing coming up? Are you still playing football then? Do you play at social or anything?
Not anymore. I do want to though. Like,
you never thought about joining just to break up and stop your working to force
it, but I just because of my schedule is I'm juggling too many things at the moment. So
how many times can you kick the ball up?
I don't know actually. I think I did.
What was the average when you were a kid? 5 or something?
Wait, what?
Oh, 5? That's the last time I did it.
That's
One. It just goes out. Oh, forget this. I'm off.
No, it's a while ago since I've done that.
Right.
But I probably could do. Right now, I'm not that great.
In heels?
60. Oh,
60? 60?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. I'd be bored by then.
But in heels, yeah, I could do it in heels as well.
That's a YouTube video, surely.
Yeah.
What was the Ronaldinho crossbar?
Oh, I'd love to see him in heels and try and do that.
Who's he?
Ronaldinho, the guy that gave you teeth and dreads.
What's this?
I was such a big fan of him. Like,
hang on, you're telling me who is it?
Ronaldinho.
Yeah.
Ronaldinho.
Yeah, Ronaldinho.
Is that one name?
Brazilian footballer from the late 90s, early 90s.
Number 10.
And what about him?
He was very goofy looking, but he was fantastic. He was one of these skills guys who played Barcelona.
He was such a good. I miss him. That's who I grew up with, basically.
Yeah, that was where football was cool. Like
that's where the hips.
And he did the crossbar challenge thing where he was sat on the halfway line and sort of to keep up, still all his skills, and then banged the ball from the halfway line off the crossbar. And then chested it, and then caught it in his neck, and then sort of thing.
His talent is
he's just a load of words I didn't understand.
And caught it in his foot.
Look it up.
Yeah, his close control was just he just immediately went foot, and then caught it, and then did it because keeping out things and just banged it off the crossbar from like
looks like AI, you could say almost.
Oh, like one of those sort of things. I know what you mean. Yeah.
It's crazy. They used to do that. Like Rooney had one, and like Ronaldo and stuff. Yeah.
Well, somebody was saying to me years ago, he said about the Brazilian football. He said because they haven't got a lot of space, so they're used to kicking balls quickly and the skills, whereas we're sort of long ball stuff. But because they're like playing up against walls and things,
it's street football.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and they often don't play with proper balls as well.
Yeah.
So,
why? Yeah,
or shoes, not proper boots.
Oh God, I hadn't thought about that.
So yeah, they learn the hard way basically, and it's all elbows and bigger kids.
Funny enough, when I was saying we were talking about American football and I played American football for a bit, and I'd never had boots with like the studs on them, and I remember thinking, going, "Oh right, yeah, you've got really grip. You've got a lot of grip with these."
Yeah.
I just remember the feeling of going, "Oh, hang on, it pushes you off."
Yeah, if it's on grass.
I was going to tell you something about a girl, but okay. Have you ever done any sports, Charles?
I've watched a lot.
Yeah. Have you? What about school? Public school. You played a bit of cricket.
Cricket?
Public school, yeah.
Did we play cricket?
I don't get
You must have at a private
we
school.
didn't play rugby. I didn't bother with cricket. I couldn't be bothered.
Rugby sounds fun, though. Rugby sounds fun.
Rugby, we weren't allowed to play.
You pass the ball backwards. That's
yeah, I think I remember that now. You said, yeah.
But we weren't allowed to play rugby at my school because I think some kid. Well, they said I think someone got really hurt like years ago, so they didn't have the insurance, so we just played football instead.
It's a funny thing with like health and safety and people getting sued that you've still got that. Do you know what I mean? Just like head collision. Kids like go, surely that's
I mean, sports can be, or any team sports can be dangerous if you want to go there. Like
I worked with a big doorman. He was in.
I think they've banned headering, or they're going to ban headering. For kids for football.
Yeah,
really.
Oh right,
because because it can like.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember sometimes on a cold day, like sometimes you go and like you get kicked in the head, and you go, you get knocked sideways a bit, you know.
I remember punching a friend of mine when I was at school because he kicked the ball and it hit me in the face, and because I was just like so pent up with like the violence at home and things, it hit me, and I just ran and punched him in the face. I felt that. I
That's
still
a way
remember
of
it
dealing
now
with something. Perfect.
because it was just a shock, and it was like attack, like immediately attack. Oh, dear. It's a sad story.
Yeah.
So you didn't play any sports at all then?
A bit. Well, no.
Tennis?
When I went to school, like eventually, like at this school I went to, after a bit, like they didn't really have organised sports, so we just kind of fucked around in the afternoons.
Oh, okay.
Like they were like, okay, here's like you've got like 3-4 hours in the afternoon. Do something constructive, do sports, and we got up to no goods basically in the afternoons.
Cards.
So yeah, it was.
We'll end on Karem. Any sports for you, Karem? Turkey?
Oh, you're not connected.
Oh God.
I play tennis.
Oh, did you now?
Have you just started playing?
Not now, but I've been playing it for a while. Yeah.
Have you got a tennis court near you? You must have down that way. Yeah.
There's a lot of places around here that we can do it outdoors as well.
I know it must have been out of London.
But you said you did paddle. Tried it?
No,
Have you tried
I
it?
Tried.
I was going to get somebody on from the thingy team to come on to the show because I kept hearing about paddle so much.
Oh, I want to, yeah.
But I just thought I've got no references. I'll have to watch a few. Did you say you had played it? Paddle?
Yeah, I have. I love
you've
it.
even played it.
It's way easier than tennis, so you'd get easy.
Where did you do it? In London?
Yeah, London.
Oh, how long ago? Must have been recent.
2 months ago, I did it for the first time. Yeah, I have friends, you know.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, so you do
I-
have some leisure activities that you get up to.
Well, this is like very spontaneous whenever I can,
okay,
basically. And like kickboxing as well. Like it's just like whenever I get the
Wall climbing, I can see you climb up and do another go at that.
Maybe, yeah. Try to do yoga. Try to do, what else? I love shooting with guns, but it's like really hard to find any good places here.
Oh, God. When I went to Malibu, she said, oh, do you want to go gunshot? I said, no, I've heard gunshots. I don't want to...
No, it's just fun to do as like an activity. I actually worked at this like gun makers like at an event.
Yeah.
There's so many posh people there to begin with, but I was just like, I wish there was a place you could just shoot for fun, not animals.
Oh God, no! The sound just gives me bad.
They had a place. They had places in Thailand, I think, where you go shooting.
Yeah, it's like a shoot. Yeah.
But I just thought I'm just going to blow my foot off, to be honest. 'Cause
I said to you
I'm
before,
gonna
there was a friend of mine lived in Wisconsin, which is quite a liberal place, or it was, and but they have gun shows that come around. You know, the hillbillies selling like secondhand guns. It's why there's such a big problem in America because you can put the legalization, but it doesn't apply to private stuff.
Yeah, no.
And so he's quite liberal. He's like liberal, like, and he's involved with politics, liberal, and he's always arguing with people. You know, one of the sort of guys. And the gun show came around. He went, "Oh, let's just go with my dad." And he went there, all right wingers.
Of course,
He said
it's like
and
malicious.
He
stuff,
said then there's sort of like big knives and people selling stuff, and then it goes from there to like people who are in the army.
Survivalist handbooks.
And he said then there's like this like mildly racist bit where they said that then it got to a bit where people were selling a T-shirt and it had to Stay Puft and Marshmallow Man and it was said white flour on it, and he had his hand up. He's thinking, oh, okay, now it's getting a bit. He said, let's remove. He said,
I think we should leave.
He said, the guy said, do you want to buy this big knife?
Let's go.
There was like 50 quid. This big, what they call the Star Trek. No, what's the thing with all different blades on it?
Well, the batleth.
Yeah, big. There's a thing. Yeah, something battle knife or something like.
The
fantasy
batleth
knives.
The thing, and then they've got it's not the guitar.
Yeah, it's one of those sort of areas. He said it's like 50 quid, and the guy, I said, no, I don't. Yeah, he said, I don't want it. He said, oh, you can have it for $5. I said, what sort of place is this? Like a $5?
Wow,
that's a bullet.
No,
so.
no.
He said they were selling meth around the back. Like I thought, oh God, but they're really liberal. And he just said, oh right, we're going to gun. He said that gun. He said it's legal, but he's done something to. It's illegal, but he's done something just to make it illegal. And he said, that's not. You're not allowed to sell that.
The Venn diagram of gun show people who sell gun shows and meth dealers.
Yeah.
Effectively one circle, really, isn't it?
But he said when he saw the T-shirt with white flour on it and Stay Puft Mate, he said, oh no, this is too much. This is getting out there. But it just gave me a snapshot into America. I just thought, oh right, yeah, it's like that's it's that because he did say to me that's the problem with the guns thing, the legalization. They won't apply it to private sales, so that's it. Forget it then. That's where it's all being sold.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But America's a lovely country, and I said everyone should go to Malibu.
Have you seen Kris Jenner's new face?
I don't know who Kris Jenner is. Footballer. Footballer.
Sorry, we just talked about this today.
Footballer,
This is what
actor, singer.
No, Kris Jenner.
Car racer.
Kardashians.
Why is she not called a Kardashian? Married.
Because she got married again. That's why. So she,
Right.
yeah, anyway.
What's the story?
Mom? Yeah.
This is the mom.
Oh,
But this
yeah.
is what I hate. Like, everyone's so much focusing on her new face or plastic surgery. But I love that she's been on a bit more, like a few more podcasts, because her story I find very inspiring.
Which is in a nutshell.
She was a flight attendant. and she created her own life coming from nothing, and then, or nothing, but
wasn't it
you know
made
what I
through
mean?
the Kardashian TV show?
Yes, but you have to admit that she has done.
Yeah.
They've become billionaires with
Because
they've created a brand and they've marketed themselves very well out of not having, let's be frank, not a lot of talent,
But that's my
skill,
thing.
or any. You know, they're not sort of great. You know, they're not sort of great creatives. They're not producing much, but it's just the branding and stuff. So no, hats off. With not a lot, they have made an awful lot of money, and you got to go. Okay, yeah, they
and also the dad that the O.J. Simpson kind of.
They came from they did come from sort of a solid. They had a solid foundation, let's say. But
I'm thinking the mom. She has. It's fun to like. It's focused more on her and her story now.
Right.
I feel it's come up a bit more than just the kids. Like,
they really have to have, like, whenever I see Kim Kardashian, they always have to have her name underneath, because she is like Arya Stark, the faceless woman. She is just, her face, she is completely different. I'm like, wait, is that Kim Kardashian? I was like, oh my God, okay. She just, every 6 months, she just goes and just changes face. Basically.
God.
And they all do that. I don't recognise it. They have
don't
to
even
have
know what they look
captions.
like.
Well,
They're Americans,
You
aren't
wouldn't do, because they change constantly.
And how many are there? I thought it was like 3.
A lot.
No, there's. I think there's 6. Yeah, in the first marriage there were 4, and then she got 2 more kids in the second marriage.
Do they show the divorce? Like, is that part of the TV show when they got divorced?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen
they film everything.
I haven't seen Keeping Up with the Kardashians. That was like the first show. I was not. That thing was not really something I was.
Damages your
interested in.
health watching that stuff. Just the hollowness of it.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. It's fake reality, or not fake. It's a reality show, but it's like created. Like, let's make something. Yeah,
it's just. I just feel sad when I hear about people that. Like, I just feel sad.
My mum used to watch it because she's like, just was like going, why is this on telly?
Yeah, it's a human being, a normal human being.
Who are these people?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Why is this
on telly?
Yeah.
What's the point of this? And she goes, if I keep, eventually it might click and they will explain why this is on TV.
Right, yeah.
It never did, but that was her thing. She's
See,
like,
that's great. That's the right healthy attitude of like, I do not understand what's going on here. Like, what
But still,
am I
though, they're
missing?
keeping it going. I am just like I just think it's interesting to know. This is why I love knowing people's story. Like, where did you come from? What drove you to do your things? And look what you created here. And the one thing I think is good is like it's a lot of focus on family. Like, if you know what I mean.
I mean, you're grabbing at straws too. But I appreciate
you know what I mean. I mean, like, I'm just trying to look at the positive of it. That's what I'm taking from it.
Is any of the one
Like, I
born
don't
and
care what
going,
they're
I
actually
don't want
doing.
nothing to do with this. I want to be a train pilot, a train driver or something. Wasn't that Trump's in the book? His niece that wrote the book. So she was young when Trump was, in his early 20s, and she wrote a book, and she's a psychologist now, and they obviously don't get on. Like, she's more liberal, and she says that his brother, like Trump's older brother, who was clearly the most talented one, who was supposed to take over the business from the psychopath father, who didn't want to do it. Just one of them people just didn't want to do it. And he became an airline pilot, a trained airline pilot.
Yeah.
he died, died of
with an alcoholism. And she said, I remember being in the room when the dad they spoke. They didn't speak really. They did, but it was like an animosity. Yeah. And they finally come to blows. And she said the dad said to the son that went off and did his thing and trained himself. He went, you're nothing but a glorified bus driver. He said, think of that. That's his dad. Because he was basically, you're not supposed to serve people. When Trump went, I'll come in. He's like, this bloody idiot. You're the one that's waiting. I've got this moron.
I'll do whatever you want, Dad.
Yeah.
So they go, yes, he's the powerful one.
But then his dad, when he's realised his son got famous and he realised he could sell the name, but every business Donald Trump started went tits up because he couldn't do anything. So his dad had to keep funneling his own hundreds of millions into the businesses, which he got in trouble for. Like even the casino, he had to put millions into it, and they found out he was actually paying the bills by buying all these chips.
Insane.
Because his son was an idiot, but he realised, his name is famous. So
Yeah.
I just thought, what a bloody fan. You know, all that
Yeah, it's kind of
sickness.
like the same as
I was going to say, it's the Bo Biden. Yeah,
Right, yeah,
Bo
yeah,
Biden
yeah.
to Hunter Biden. Bo Biden was the glory son. Bo Biden would have been president. He probably would have run against Trump, and he would have been president. He was Attorney General. He's former, I think, he was in the Navy or something. You know, Marine. Yeah, he was in the Army. You know, he had degrees. He was handsome, had all the bits. He was, you know, son of a senator and stuff. And he died. He was the son. He was the good son that died. And
Was it his wife and his son died on the same? Wasn't it a car crash?
there was a car.
He lost his
died
wife
of-
and his son.
I think he died of cancer. I think, Bo.
I think who died? Somebody died first.
I think his first wife died in a car accident.
Yeah, soon. I thought, oh God, I heard this one. I thought, God, that's quite sad. Like the guy's lost. Because it's like everything that's coming out now about everyone realising, he was
gonna say,
really
he can't-
unwell.
He can't remember it, so
The book that just came out, and they were saying, like this, like weeks before the presidency thing, he said he'd gone into a room to say hello to people, got called out to go to use a phone. He came back in and introduced himself to everybody, and they were like, "Oh God!" Like, and they had to keep it quiet. Like he's come, like 10 minutes ago, he's come out, and now he didn't realise he'd been here already.
they released the audio of his. I think he did a deposition. So he had to sort of like a legal thing where he had to sort of I think he had to be sworn in.
Yeah.
He had to ask questions or whatever. They had the transcript of that, but they released the audio recently, and it's a tough listen. Bless him.
It's sad because that guy was fighting
is.
for civil rights in the 50s. Like
He gave
early,
There's a great speech of his about South Africa and about apartheid in South Africa in the 80s, and he's a real firebrand. He's really, really good. You're like, oh my God, like where was this guy? This guy's great. You think he was really giving. He was really giving about civil rights and
and for all those losses of his
anti-apartheid,
family as well, to still rise up to come to and still be a decent person at the end of it in your 80s. That's not a little thing.
He shouldn't have run. He shouldn't have run.
Yeah,
I think-
now everything that's come out, you realise, oh Jesus, it was really bad.
Just find someone who's maybe under 60.
Yeah.
Fair.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not saying because it's just. I think he was just too old, and I think it led to Trump 2.0.
Yeah, no.
And you should have just got. He was a stopgap, and I get that. And he was just, old Uncle Joe, he's not going to do any harm, and he was just a safe pair of hands and stuff. But in hindsight, no, he just gets even younger. Like why does everyone have to be in American politics have to be 80?
I think they just looked at the time frame and thought we haven't got anything else.
That's what I'm
that's
saying,
all
yeah,
it
safe
is.
pair
But
of
it's
hands.
like the thing of trust, experience.
Yeah,
but
he'll
sometimes
do it.
that's not always.
Well, maybe he would have been better if he'd drinking some pure oxygenated water. So, Charles,
I drank mine.
Yeah, Charles, and he wore a special top just as a sort of like sponsor.
Yes.
Forget the Adidas bit.
Yes.
But yeah, so that was the show. So thank you for Cure for sponsoring the show once again.
Yeah.
So that was lovely. We've got some interviews coming up. Who we got next? Oh, remind me to speak to you about something. So we've got some comedians, we've got some other podcasters coming on, and we will see you next week. And thank you very much.
Love me or hate me, God knows you made it when he laid his eyes on me. 여기 네 눈이 날 바라보는 눈빛이 이미 다 말해줘. No, I ain't gonna let anyone keep me down. No, no, you just gotta keep up 'cause I ain't gonna slow down. No, everyone just wanna get to know ya. 이미 시작된 걸. How do you think I'm sweet? I'm sweet, so sweet. You got stung by honeybee. You just wait and see. How do you think I'm sweet? I'm sweet, so sweet. 둘이 키스는 없을 거야. 아마도 그럴 거야. Lazy lover, undercovers. 너의 지금 이 느낌. Eating biscuits, sharing secrets. Now it's just you and me. No, I ain't gonna let anyone keep me down. No, no, you just gotta keep up 'cause I ain't gonna slow down. No, everyone just wanna get to know ya. 이미 시작된 걸. How do you think I'm sweet? I'm sweet, so sweet. You got stung by honeybee. You just wait and see. How do you think I'm stop.